An old clockmaker in a tiny shop spent 60 years fixing other people's time. His name was Elias, and his hands had turned 10,000 gears, yet his own clock had stopped the day his wife passed. Every morning he opened the shop, wound the wall clocks, and listened to them tick, but none of them sounded right anymore. One winter evening, a young girl knocked on his door holding a broken pocket watch that belonged to her late mother. She said it was the only thing she had left, and she begged him to make it tick again. Elias took the watch to his workbench and opened the case with trembling fingers. Inside he found a tiny photograph of the girl's mother, smiling in a garden full of sunflowers. Something cracked open in his chest, a feeling he had buried for 3 long years. He worked through the night, cleaning each gear, replacing the mainspring, and polishing the crystal until it gleamed. But when he tried to reassemble it, he realized the balance wheel was cracked beyond repair. He sat in silence for a long time, holding the broken piece under his lamp. Then he opened a hidden drawer in his workbench and pulled out a small golden wheel he had kept for decades. It was the very first part he ever made as a young apprentice, and he had saved it for something important. He fitted the golden wheel into the pocket watch, with the care of a man building a cathedral. When he finally closed the case and gave it a gentle shake, the watch began to tick. The girl's eyes filled with tears as she pressed it to her ear and heard her mother's time come alive again. Elias smiled for the first time in years, and something inside his own chest began to move again too. He walked to the back of the shop and opened the cover of his own stopped clock. With steady hands he adjusted the pendulum, gave it a push, and listened as it joined the chorus of 100 ticking voices. The shop filled with sound, a symphony of seconds, and Elias stood in the middle of it like a conductor. He understood then that time does not stop when we lose someone we love. It only pauses, waiting for us to find a reason to start counting again. The girl left with the watch pressed against her heart, and Elias sat down at his bench to begin a new clock. This one he would build not to measure hours, but to measure the space between one heartbeat and the next. Because that is where time truly lives, not in the gears, but in the moments that make us feel alive.